All right, verge of collapse, pulling out some, as CSB Dolan said, next level stuff. You know, they were very surprised to see the neutralizer drones. Is it not something we typically see?
No, it's the first time I remember seeing them in the tournament. It's possible they've come out here or there. Definitely not something you see commonly across the board. Like whether here or in normal combat, they're pretty rare. Mostly you see them used on capital ships, like to help clear off tacklers.
And I would like to say it seems next level, but if they had had, say, guards instead of those drones, would the Balgorn have died much earlier when it was really low HP from the extra damage?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I don't know. It was cool, though.
The thing about it that kind of puzzled me a little bit is Clockwork Pineapple had, what, 6, 7 support frigs, something along that line? I guess it was about 6, and I don't know what they were doing, but they weren't killing neutralizer drones. You didn't see any frigates anywhere near the Oneros when he was surrounded by that swarm of drones. Frigs, in theory, probably could have torn through half of those by the time the Oneros went down. Might have freed up some cap pressure on him and allowed him to rep, and I didn't see them doing that. So maybe that's something that could have swung the match. It was pretty, you know, on a razor's edge there for a while, and that might have been able to change it.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a rash of everyone suddenly bringing neutralizer drones in every setup. They can be useful though. If a ship, especially on the Logi, is staying out of range of even your Balgorn, the new drones just have longer range.
But is it worth it trading, like you said, damage drones that might have ended the match earlier?
In a lot of cases, no. Probably in most cases, no. But in some cases, like in this case, it did the trick. Like we never saw a nude effect coming from the Balgorn onto that Oneros. It just never came that close. So having the new drones made the difference there.
What I like about it in that setup is that they're clearly trying to win the cap war in general with the composition, and so it plays into that plan really well. Like if there's something they can't get to, it lets them solve that problem, which is good.
Yep. Like on one level, one of my first thoughts was, hey, that plus the Balgorn might be enough cap pressure to really take down a Tinker team. But any Tinker team that doesn't have smart bombs doesn't deserve to be this late in the tournament anyways. So, and one large smart bomb or like a medium smart bomb even over time would easily nullify this.
Right. Should Clockwork have had smart bomb on that setup as well?
You can't run it on the Oneros, and they are not going to. I mean, yeah, you can't, and you're not going to dedicate a bigger ship to smart bombing off the Oneros for you.
Maybe one utility slot on the Kronos, or maybe put some medium ones on the Prophecy, perhaps. Prophecy doesn't have any bonus on his high slots, really, so you just
Prophecy
some
maybe.
medium smart bombs.
I'm sure there's a very good chance they had a smart bomb on the Kronos. Most teams do, but to get in on top of the Kronos, the Logi would have had to get within range of the Balgorn.
Right.
Yeah.
In that setup, the Logi
Prophecy might be the one that could do that.
Yeah. Right. The Logi and the Kronos should never be in the same place, really, on that composition, like it would on a Tinker team.
Not surprised that Starfleet Commander pulls out next level stuff. That's exactly who I'd expected from a Starfleet Commander. All right, next match is Unreloaded versus Red versus Blue.
This is the point in the like family sports movie where Red versus Blue is the plucky underdogs. They've just had the second act of the movie where they've had their big first defeat and they're all in the locker room really sad. And this is the point where they'd be like defeating the Icelandic hockey team and going on to championships.
I was just thinking about the Mighty Ducks. It just popped in. I was like, isn't there like 4? Like there's like 3 sequels, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of
they just keep making them.
But Emilio Estevez, I don't think he stuck with all of them. So.
No.
Can't be as good.
I wouldn't have stuck with any of them, but that's just me.
Any hockey movie's a good enough hockey movie for Canada, though. So we love it.
All right, so
they got a Babe girl goalie in the second one, though. I remember that. I don't know how old she was.
Does Red versus Blue maybe have a Babe logistics pilot or something there?
Anyway, Unreloaded versus Red versus Blue. We have the team sheets up, and just to get you caught up on the bans, Unreloaded have banned the Carries and the Rook. Red versus Blue have banned the Mollis and the Celestis.
If I'm Red versus Blue right now, I'm thinking Tinker for Hun. That like you're jamming ECM and Damps, both problems for especially a missile Tinker.
Yeah, they've got the Vindicator flagship. This would be the time to use it. You know, if it's still alive, I'm not 100% sure it is, but
I don't think they've lost theirs.
Yeah, I mean,
and they've got that support from Summer Blink, so it might be very valuable.
Absolutely, Summer Blink is definitely probably giving them a
the only non-sponsored person.
I know.
Right? I'm the only one here that has never been on their payroll.
I did work it on earlier, but no, absolutely, the Vindicator could play a big role in this if they decide to bring it. So.
Well, I mean, there's only one way of finding out, and we are about to start the match, as far as I believe. Who do you think is going to win CP Rise?
I always vote against RVB, so.
Always vote against? Why?
Oh, they're not really as good as they think they are, and so I always want them to.
Do you not like hockey?
I don't like hockey. Hockey's terrible. You can't ever tell what's happening.
Yes, you can.
Just like when RVB fights.
You're one of those silly people that needs the laser puck, aren't you?
I do.
Oh, God. I'm going to go with red versus blue. I'm going to take the underdog here. I know Summer Blink really wants them to win. They've probably invested a lot in that Vindicator to help out the PvP community. So no, I really do think red versus blue have a chance if, again, the plucky underdog, maybe it happens.
I actually really doubt they're going to do it, but I'm going to go with red versus blue anyways, because never not vote with your heart.
That's true. That's true. There's this one family sports team movie where it's a football movie, and there's a dog in there. And it catches the ball and everything, but it makes me so mad because no dog is ever going to be let on a football team. If I were to walk out with my kid, I don't have a kid, theoretically, if I had a kid. If I walked out with my kid to some football game and the other team brought a dog in a helmet, I'd just be like,
imagine
imagine
being the kid on that high school football team who got cut for the dog.
Why did you people bring the family dog and put a helmet on it? Go home. This isn't for you. Anywho, that's a longer discussion. I think I might go with unreloaded as well.